One of the things that actually stood out to a lot of people is those disk groups and how you would form those with a caching disk and a capacity disk. Now, you mentioned that from a operational perspective, it looks slightly different. Have those things changed as well? Have those disk groups disappeared? Does it scale differently? What does that look like?
Yeah, so the concept of a disk group really no longer exists in the express storage architecture, and it is perhaps one of the more visible differences in vSAN 8 when you're using the express storage architecture. The ESA itself, and that's sort of our short term for the express storage architecture, was really built with this level of flexibility in mind, and so it introduces this new really fast data path and some other mechanisms that we've introduced in place in order to take advantage of these of the tremendous performance capability of the hardware devices. But because of that, we've been able to remove the construct of a disk group, which was sort of that unit of storage resources that allowed us to offer up some performance through caching and buffering, and then, of course, the capacity. And so we've removed that idea of a disk group in the first place, and that's going to help in a couple of ways. One is that now when an administrator is provisioning a vSAN cluster, they're just going to be claiming the devices. They're going to have vSAN claim the storage devices to be used with vSAN. And all of those storage devices will now be contributing to capacity, unlike the old disk group model where you would have a discrete caching device and then the capacity devices that were for the purposes of capacity. So that's the one aspect of that. The other is that we have the flexibility in the architecture to adapt to emerging technologies, so that if we have the capabilities, or there's new hardware that is introduced that may be able to offer unique capabilities, then we can introduce that sort of within this framework.